Hello, welcome to West Ham Irons United. With me, your host with the most. Yeah, look, I'm drinking a bit of claret. And I've got a very special guest on tonight because we're going to be talking about the game against Man United at the weekend. Got a very special guest who's a Man United fan. Boo, boo, boo. Yes. So here he is. Jez, hello, how are you?
Good to see you, Fons. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. Right, thanks for coming on the show. We're
Pleasure.
going to be talking about Man United. We're going to be talking about West Ham. We're going to be talking about the game at the weekend. Before we get into that, what do you think of Man United season so far?
Well, Fons, to be honest, it's been very up and down, hasn't it? You know, periods of really good play, good games, then followed by poor, terrible performances against Tottenham in particular.
Oh, yeah. You got a spank in there, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. 6-1. I mean, it's embarrassing, isn't it? At Old Trafford, you know, the theatre of dreams, and we get spanked 6-1. And deservedly so. We were awful.
Yeah.
We were awful against Crystal Palace.
Right.
Very, very tentative against Chelsea. You know, but we seem to have turned the corner until last night. We turn up against PSG and really, yeah, okay, we missed some great chances. But overall, we were well beaten. We really were.
Yeah. But let's get back to your league form right now. You've won the last 3 games, just like we have. You're sitting 9th in the league. You've only played 9 games, but you got 16 points. So let's say you beat us at the weekend. That'll take you up to 4th position in the current standings. That's not bad, is it? That's not a bad start to the season after 10 games, is it? 4th? Or does a Man United fan want more than that?
I think so. I think, you know, we are Manchester United. You know, we are basically like an Arsenal.
Hold on, wait a minute. We are West Ham United. What does that mean? What does that mean? Come on. You can't just come on here and say we are Manchester United. It's got to be a bit more than that.
It's a lot more than that, but we've got history. And our history in the last 20 years, so we were the Premier League 10 times. Yeah? So we were in the 90s, top of the tree with Arsenal. It was always Manchester United, Arsenal winning the league.
Yeah,
and now what do we find?
Disappeared, didn't they? Yeah.
Liverpool disappeared. And now what we've got now is that we're fighting to get in the top 4. We're a top 4 team. We're no better than Arsenal in reality. That's where we are. We're a top 4 team.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't be pushing for 4th or scraping into 3rd like we did last year. We're supposed to be challenging. And that's what the biggest bugbear since Sir Alex Ferguson's left.
Right.
You know, what we're supposed to be doing. But we're not.
Let's get into some of the stats because my friends on the channel here, they love their stats as well. We're sitting 5th right now. We've played 10 games. We've got 17 points. So basically, the whole of the West Ham world right now is suffering from nosebleeds. You know, we're not usually up this high, are we? But this is what I want to draw your attention to. We've got a goal. We've scored 17 goals. We've conceded 11, so we got a goal difference of +6. So that's not bad, actually, for West Ham, especially if you consider the last few seasons where we've been like minus, a million goals kind of thing. Now, all of a sudden, we started the season quite well. But however, Man United, you got scored 16, but you've let in 16 as well. This is in the league I'm just talking about here. Goal difference of 0 points. What's going on? What's going on at the back? You're letting in all these goals.
The defence is the biggest issue. We've got 2 centre-backs. Harry Maguire cost £80 million. Wasn't his fault. He didn't pay that money.
Yeah.
But alongside him is Lindelof. They're Solskjaer's preferred central defenders. They're individually okay.
Yeah.
But it's the pace. They've got no pace at all. So Solskjaer has got his hands tied. He's got Eric Bailly, who has got pace, but he's always injured. He's always injured. If he lasts 2 or 3 games, he's pulled a groin muscle or hamstring or got concussion or whatever. He can never stay fit long enough. And this is the issue. Right. Manchester United need a centre-back with speed, because that's why Manchester United in front of the back four, i.e. Lindelof and Harry Maguire, they have to park 2 out of 3 players, either Matic, McTominay, or Fred, to give them cover.
Right.
So Manchester United in the centre midfield are restricted because they can't put the Van der Beeks and the Pogbas of this world, you know, with license to roam, because we're going to get attacked through our centre backs.
So do you think? I mean, you know, let's take your Man United hat off for a minute and put the West Ham hat on. Do you think that's where your weakness is? That's where we should be attacking you?
For sure.
Really putting pressure on your centre backs.
Yeah.
Rather than, you know, I mean, who's playing at your left back, right back?
Well, at a right back, it's Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who is quick. He's a good player. He's quick. And left back, Luke Shaw's injured at the moment, so we've got this Portuguese Teles, who's just come in, but he's still finding his feet to the Premier League himself. So but he's a good player. Teles is a good player. He's good going forward, as opposed to Luke Shaw isn't so great going forward. Yeah. But Teles is, and if you get at our centre backs, they're in trouble. But the point is, you have to get to them. You have to get through that arc of McTominay or Fred. I
mean, is this? Would you say this is a Solskjaer problem, or he's caused this, or do you think, like say, another manager coming in would be able to have a better idea about how to run Man United, or is it a case that, you know what, you just haven't got the players at the back to give you better options right now?
Well, this problem was pre-Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Yeah.
You know, we've always had centre-backs which have been slow in recent years. We used to have the Rio Ferdinands. We used to have the other centre-back alongside him. I slips my name now. I forgot. Vidic. That's it. Yeah. Sorry. Vidic.
One of the best
They were
ever.
quick. Yeah. As a pair, they were fantastic. They had speed, but we haven't got speed. So yes, you could change Solskjaer, but unless the board, which is this is the main problem at Manchester United, is the board.
Don't start going on about a board.
Aaron Brady
Please.
and all that.
It'll go wild in the comments. Don't go there. Just stop.
How about the board?
Oh dear. Yeah, sorry, go on, carry on.
Yeah, so if the board don't go out and buy a central defender with pace, it doesn't matter if you change Solskjaer and bring in another manager, a Pochettino or whoever, you're always going to have this problem. They're not quick enough in defence. So you have to put somebody in front of them to protect them a little bit. Yeah, Harry Maguire is great in the air, but you know, you can turn oil tankers quicker than him. You know, that's the trouble.
So I mean, okay, I mean that's your main problem then. Your lack of creativity, lack of pace in defence, but what about your strengths then? I mean, you know, if I'm a West Ham fan, I'm looking at Man United, and I'm thinking, Christ, this is Man United. However, as a West Ham fan, I also know that usually we tend to raise our game a little bit. We tend to raise our game against the big teams, and we, you know, give them a game. And, you know, we've done pretty well against Man United in recent years as well. You know, especially crucial games for us, you know, when we really needed the points, all of a sudden we step up to the plate, you know, we've got something. But, you know, if I'm looking at Man United, I'm thinking, well, you still are going to be dangerous. It doesn't matter how bad you are, you're still going to be dangerous. So where are your danger men?
I think if you can stop Fernandes in the middle of the park, getting the ball to the front three, I mean, United from the middle forward, we've got great pace. There's pace all across that front three, whoever it is, whether it's Greenwood, Martial, Rashford, Cavani, not so much. But out of those front three, if you've got to stop Bruno Fernandes, you've got to man mark him, basically. You've got to take him out of the game.
He's gone a bit quiet, hasn't he, Fernandes? When he first came in, he was brilliant, and then all of a sudden he's gone off the boil a bit, hasn't he?
I don't think so. I mean, if you see how many goals
I heard he's got
he
food poisoning. I've heard he's got food poisoning. He's going to be out for the weekend.
Wow, you're lucky then. We got Van der Beek.
I've just prepared his meal. That's all.
No, if you stop Fernandez, you're controlling the playmaker in the middle of the field, aren't you?
Right.
And the transition from midfield to front.
Yeah.
That's the speed. We've got speed all across that front line. We've got speed.
Yeah. So So if let's you're coming down. You've got no fans. We've got 2,000 fans. That's going to be great. So we're going to have to be really careful at our amazing defense to stop your amazing attack. But I don't think our defense is that great, and I don't think your attack is as good as it should be, probably. Rashford isn't always... I think he should be scoring more goals. Cavani scored a couple last week, didn't he, against Southampton, didn't he?
Southampton, in the last few minutes, yeah.
But you came from 2-0 down. I mean,
we did.
What's going on there? You would think that you should be dominating. I mean, you look at the players that you've got, you should be dominating games.
We should. I mean, there's no question we should, but we've got a zonal marking defence.
Yeah.
We've got the most expensive player in the world, defender-wise, Harry Maguire, and he's on the best header of the ball.
Yeah.
And what's he doing? He's zonal marking, where he's not picking up anybody. Their first goal they scored, Southampton, on the weekend, it was just into the near post and flicked into the net. Yeah. Harry Maguire was virtually by the centre spot, the penalty spot.
Yeah.
So if you want to get a Manchester United, get as many crosses, corners in the ball, free kicks, because they zonal mark, and they're not good at it. That's the problem.
Well, this is what I've been saying for a long time. West Ham, we just need to keep on improving and developing our play down in the left side and the right side, but getting a lot more crosses into our danger men, which if we had Antonio there, I don't think he's going to start for us, but I think he'd be a real threat for you. He'd be a real handful. But I think if we can get decent service to our other striker, Haller, who I think is running into a little bit of form, I think you could be in, for a tough day at the office, really, or a tough day at the London Stadium.
Well, I think if as far as Manchester United are concerned, if Antonio isn't playing or he's not 100% fit, that's a godsend, really. I really rate Antonio. He's a superb player.
Yeah.
Really good. And another person I'm quite concerned about is what's his name, Jared Bowen.
Yeah.
He scored brilliant. 4 goals, a young lad, isn't he?
Yeah. It's great.
He's a great player.
Ever since he's come into our team, it's like, there's been a breath of fresh air, and there's a lot more energy, a lot more enthusiasm. We've got another player, Souček, who's come in. He's done reasonably well. He's been off the boil a couple of games. But, I mean, it always comes down to our main man, really, in the centre of the park, Rice.
Declan Rice, yeah.
He
hasn't missed a minute, has he?
Yeah, and everybody wants him, really, in their team. And I think he's, he had an indifferent game the other night, but usually he's our best player. Usually he makes everything tick. And I think, if he's on form, the players around him on form, the likes of Bowen, hopefully could cause a few problems for you. But I'll be honest with you, I'm a bit concerned. I'm a bit concerned about this one. I think on paper, I don't think you're doing... I think the spanking that you got the other night with PSG, which I was a bit surprised at, actually, not in all fairness.
Yeah.
I think you're going to come back with the bit between your teeth, really. So I think it's going to be a tough day at the office for us. But let's before we talk about other stuff, let's talk about score predictions. What do you think the score is going to be?
I would say a 1-1 draw would be an expected result, but I would like to see a 2-1 victory for Man United. I think they can do it. I think it's going to be tight. I don't think it's going to be a 3 or 4 goal fest either way. I think it's going to be a tight game. So why do you think it's going to be tight then? Because I think West Ham will get the Manchester defence. I think they will. I'm saying, what I'm saying isn't sort of, revolutionary. It's out there. You can see it week in, week out.
Yeah.
United have to bolster that defence by putting 2 sitting midfielders in front of them. Yeah. And if you've got pace, which you have in your team, you can get at that defence quite easily.
Yeah.
And like I said, the zonal marking issues, that's another thing you can easily attack.
Yeah. What about our defence? Because, sometimes we turn up and, every player in our defence is doing really well. And we've got a decent partnership now with our two in the centre of Bonner, Italian international, and Balbuena, our Paraguayan general. Oh, yes. Love him. But we've got a great player. We just signed Kufal Sufal on the right-hand side. He's actually surprised a lot of people. Bit of a no-nonsense player, I would say. But he gets up the right-hand flank. He puts a few crosses in. He gets his body in the way, gets his leg, sticks his leg out every now and again. So, which is good. On the left side, we've got Creswell, which is, he's been improving this season. So defensively, we've actually improved under Moyes, I would say. But I think we're still vulnerable.
I don't watch West Ham much. Did you play a back five or is it 4-3-1? What formation do you play normally?
Good bloody question. Oh, well, it depends. We tend to change it throughout the game. Could be a 3, could be a 4. Sorry, could be 3-5, could be a 4, and then it changes as we develop through the game as well. So basically, we'll have Masuaku on the left when he was playing. He would go up and down. We'd have this Kufal on the right-hand side. He would go up and down. But then you've got Bowen and Fornals ahead as well. So they could also come backwards and forwards as well. It's quite fluid, really. So it's, we start off and we think, okay, it could be a 4-3-3, but it doesn't end up like that. And then we think it's a 3-5-2. We think, no, it's not that. And so sometimes it confuses us a little bit as well, but there we go.
But you got a fluid team then.
Yeah, which is a little bit, I mean, you look at our team and you think, well, there's a lot of energy there now. There's, as I say, since Bowen came in, we seem to have picked up the pace. Antonio came into form, and that's why you rate him so much, because, he's come into, he scored loads of goals. He's a handful. He always wants to run after a ball, which some of our other strikers are a bit shy in running, if you know what I mean. I know it's not their game, but if we had Antonio on form, I'd be a lot more confident against Man United. I don't think we've got him. He might come on as sub, but I don't think we'll have him to start. So I think, I think you're going to have an easier time at the back. But I think in general, we've got a lot better. And the results are showing it as well. The results are showing it.
Well, to be honest, you turn up against, like you said earlier, you turn up against the good teams. I mean, I've just got the list here. You narrowly lost against Liverpool. You drew with Man City. Yeah. You lost to Arsenal, but it was a close thing, wasn't it?
They were very close games, yeah. We could have easily won those as well. Okay, we could have easily conceded a few more goals as well. But look, I mean, let's talk a little bit about David Moyes, because obviously you've got experience of David Moyes at Man United. Many people would argue that actually he never had a great time at Man United. He was a bit of a flop, a bit of a disaster. What are your thoughts about him at Man United?
I think he made a few errors. The major errors, he got rid of all the backroom staff that was there in the Sir Alex Ferguson days, and he brought in this whole new team. Yeah. So there was no sort of transitional period. It was like a big cut. 1 minute it's all Sir Alex Ferguson's team, then it's all brand new people. So that's the biggest mistake I think he made. But I personally don't think he did a bad job. He inherited an old team, and again, the board at the time never got him the players that he wanted. He wanted Cesc Fabregas. What did he get on the last day? He got Marouane Fellaini, which was from his old club of Everton. So I don't actually think he did a bad job under the time he was there.
Yeah.
So he's very underestimated.
Yeah.
I think what he's doing at West Ham, he's got a second bite of the cherry.
Yeah.
I think he did well the first time, keeping him in the Premier League.
Yeah, I think so as well. Yeah.
And it just goes to show, they've got faith in him again. Hopefully, they extend his contract. The West Ham fans are never happy, are they?
Well, but then
your
again,
fan base is always up and down.
Is any fan ever really happy?
Well,
I mean, listen to you about Man United.
Yeah, but there are expectations, aren't there? There are expectations, aren't there? The biggest club in the world, financially, the biggest club in the world.
Yes.
One of the biggest in Europe.
Yeah.
And it's not West Ham, is it?
No.
With all due respect, you're a mid-table team at best. Are you? No, the last few seasons.
We're a mid-table team at minimum. That's what we expect at minimum.
Yeah.
But we're not. We haven't been there. But this season, perhaps.
Yeah, this season you're doing really well. It is 10 games. It is.
It's too early to tell.
The table is still sort of settling down a bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, Southampton are up there as well, and you would think over the course of a season, the more, let's say, richer clubs will end up being towards the top.
Yeah, I mean that's where
it's not a personal thing. It's just the way it is.
No, there's lots of people putting in comments here on the show. I mean, I will get to them at the end, but there's just one here from Andrew Fielding. It's saying, "Is this the Moiseiah's revenge?" Moisey, we call him the Moiseiah. Is it a case that he's always got a point to prove against the likes of Man United, and he's going to take great delight in sticking it to you? Do you think? Do you think he's a better manager than Solskjaer? Tactically,
I don't think there's much between them. In all fairness,
right? Okay.
David Moyes obviously had 10 years at Everton. He's been around a few clubs since then. Sunderland. It's a bit unfair to say that he's better than Solskjaer. That Solskjaer, this is his second or third season at the highest level, isn't it? I mean, he got sacked by Cardiff. He went back to more. He's still a young manager. It's a bit unfair, really.
Yeah.
To compare them.
Yeah, sure. Okay, we're going to get onto more sort of scores and predictions later. But everybody in the comments, let us know your score predictions for the game. I mean, I think Moyes he's blamed a lot for a lot of things, but I think for the first time he was with us, we had so many problems, and I think that's all he could do was keep us up, and he did that. The problem is that we went another way because we didn't really like the style of football, and that really backfired on us with Pellegrini. Now we've got him again, and he seems to have molded West Ham in the way he likes to play. He's got a couple of players in, Souček and Bowen notably, and we're playing a lot more sort of traditional football. We're trying to weed out these flair players that aren't really doing it for us. And so we seem to be a little bit stronger than we once were. And I don't know how long we can keep this up for. Do you know what I mean?
It's almost like you've turned into David Moyes' Everton.
Yeah.
Being difficult to beat, being solid at the back. I mean, and then building up from there. And I don't think there's that much difference. He is a far greater technical manager than Solskjaer for sure. But that's just an age thing, or not an age thing, but how long you've been doing that certain job. But one point I want to pick up on what you brought up earlier, and I didn't have a chance to respond, is this 2,000 fans of yours at the weekend. Yeah. I think it could work against you. Because if you got a stadium of 50 or 60,000 people, and to the players it becomes like a murmur, something that chitter chat in the background. But in the 2,000 people in the stadium, and if West Ham aren't up to it, or a few players, they're going to be on top of them, and they're going to be hearing exactly what they're saying. Yeah. So I don't think it's a benefit at all. 2,000. I think if it was a 10,000 crowd, I think it would be a lot better. But 2,000, if you're not playing well, you could be in trouble.
Yeah, the thing is with 2,000 crowd, every voice carries. Yes. Everything could be heard
in a big stadium like that.
In a big stadium as well, and so yeah, it'll almost be watching like Sunday League, won't it? Really, a little bit, and hopefully the quality will be a little bit better than that. But it is going to be a little bit. I mean, it's part of me wants to, be there and start shouting at the Man United players, say, "Where are all your fans? Where are all your fans?" But then as soon as I see it, I'm sure the Man United players are going to be looking at me, and everybody around me is going to be looking at me. Who's this arse? Who's this arse? It's one of those things. So, part of going to a game is that you're shouting, you're cheering, you're moaning, whatever. And you hope, really, possibly secretly, that they don't hear you or they don't react. Now, all of a sudden, you start, for you'd be criticising Rashford or whatever, and I'll be criticising, Haller. Then all of a sudden, he's going to look at me and I'm going to go, "Oh, sorry, didn't mean to say that. I didn't mean to insult you or your heritage.
And your family.
Or your family. Or
your auntie, your gran. You have to wear face masks, actually.
Yeah, so basically they've gone through this whole ballot system, so it's only open to season ticket holders. Fortunately, I've actually got a ticket, but my son, who's actually got an account or season ticket with me, let's say, he was excluded. So I've had to go on to them today and say, okay, we can't go separately. We have to, because he's a minor, he's under 16.
Right.
So in this whole code of conduct, part of it is you have to be wearing masks, not only in the ground, but also actually quite a distance away from the ground as well. There's lots of stuff. So there's lots of rules and regulations, just like any. But you wouldn't know that because you're in tier 3, aren't you? You haven't got any fans. You can't have any fans at all.
It's sad, isn't it? It's so sad.
It is really. I mean, then again, even if Man United did allow fans, nobody would be allowed to come. Because all your fans are from abroad. They're from China or Thailand,
India,
or something like
India.
That.
That's India. A good one. India. There's loads from India. Yeah.
Oh, is it massive?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
It's massive. That's where the next overseas tour should be, because there's more Man United fans over there than there are over here. I mean, it's 1 billion people, isn't it?
Yeah.
India's a huge country. Huge.
Yeah. Right, let's get into some of these comments here, because I think here we go. How many? Hold on. So let's have a look here. Stel, have you told everyone about this ticket you've got? Yeah, a bit of a sore point on the ticket. I did have a ticket today. I did win the ballot, but my son didn't get it. I had to get onto the ticket office today, everyone. And unfortunately, I think there's lots of problems with the ballot system. As I was told by the guy in the ticket office, there's lots of problems and I've had lots of issues. So I've handed my ticket back today, just so I can come out in future ballots, and so me and my son can go together. But there we go. Metal in both legs. Great shirt. Thanks very much. That's no, I don't think he's talking about your shirt. He's talking about my shirt, by the way. Okay. Here we go. Look, Andrew Fielding. For the first time in a long through Moyes, I feel confident every time we play now. Do you think we are playing with a lot more confidence as a team? I mean, compared to last season, the season before, do you think we're a lot tougher team to beat now or to play against?
Oh, for sure. I mean, the league position tells you that, doesn't it? And like I say, you've played some good teams, Liverpool, Man City. You know, if you've got to be in the playing well to be near those sort of teams.
But as you say, we're not playing in front of a crowd. Do you think then the crowd?
I don't think it really matters. It's a level playing field for everybody, isn't it? If you're playing at Anfield or you're playing at the London Stadium, if you haven't got fans there, it's a level playing field. I don't think it makes any difference whatsoever.
So what about this? These 2,000 fans. that will go to a game, and then that's only for the home side, of course.
Yeah.
For the away side, there's no. Some managers have tried to make a big deal about this and say that there's going to be an unfair advantage to the home team. Do you think that's going to be the case?
I don't. Like I said previously, I think it can be a hindrance. I really do. I think if any home team has got 2,000 fans or 1,500, and then it happened. Was it last night? Was it Luton? No, it was Charlton. The Charlton home fans were getting on the team. I think there's only 1,000 people there, and the manager came out and he was disgusted with the level of support for his players. And I think that's going to be the biggest issue.
Really?
Yeah.
I missed that. What? So they could hear all the criticism, and
they can hear and they didn't get behind the team, or they were on top of the team too much. Extra pressure. Yeah. That's so I think. And it'd be interesting to see what happens at the weekend with West Ham and United.
Yeah.
And I think your fans will get on top of you.
I think we can be like that. I mean, then again, London Stadium can be very quiet at times, but usually that's because our performances have been pretty dire in recent years, and so we've kind of lost our voice a little bit. Yeah, but you're right. We can. I think it can go against us. I think. But I think it could also be in our favour as well. I think, just imagine you're Man United players, and that you've got 2,000 angry West Ham fans there that you've got to, try and overcome. I don't think what I'm trying to say here is that I don't think Man United are going to be able to come down to London Stadium and get a result. I think.
So what do you think your score prediction is then?
5-0. Yeah.
Seriously.
Ever since Project Restart, where we started the season again, we started getting points and everything. Every game is a 5-0 prediction. It's got to be. At some point, I'm going to be right. At some point. Now, honestly, I think it's. I agree with you. I think it's going to be tight. I think it's going to be tight. Yeah. I think it's going to be. I will go. I think there's going to be goals in it. I think it's going to be 3-2 to us.
You do?
Yeah.
3-2. Wow.
Yeah, 3-2. I think. I think Rice is going to get one. I think Haller is going to get one. I think Bowen is going to get one as well. Yeah. But who do you think is going to score for Man United then? Or did we cover that? I don't know. Who do you think will get your goals?
Well, if you were to ask the danger man at the moment for Man United in the front line, I would definitely say it's Cavani. Definitely. If he does play, I think he's building up his stamina now. He can last the game, and it's his movement, the way he runs across defenders to the near post or to the back post. He's always on the move, and I think Rashford could be injured with his shoulder again because they took him off against PSG. But if Cavani, you're going to have to watch him. He's not particularly quick, like speed-wise, but mentally he is. He's been around the block a long time.
Yeah, sure.
He's a true professional, isn't he?
Yeah, great player. Great player.
And the 2 goals he scored against Southampton at the weekend, last weekend, they were fabulous goals.
But he's had a difficult week, though, hasn't he? He's had a difficult week with this this tweet or this Instagram post or whatever he's done. Some kind of, I don't know what it was, some racist thing or whatever. I think it's a lot of it is lost in translation, isn't it? Or it doesn't work. Yeah. So something he said in, I've heard this before. Who's the other Uruguayan player that was Liverpool went to? What's his name?
Suarez.
He had a lot of that sort of about him as well, didn't they? So a lot of these South American players, they or people, they do talk a lot like that as well, don't they? So it's a bit, but he's obviously come under the cosh. He's, obviously, I think that's going to be playing on his mind a little bit, possibly.
Did you watch the PSG game last night?
No, I didn't. No.
Did you see his attempt to chip the keeper?
No, I didn't see him.
He was running in on goal.
Yeah.
The keeper came out.
Yeah.
He had two defenders virtually on top of him, and he dinked the keeper, and he just caught the underside of the crossbar. He's not worried about this. when he's playing the game, he's not worried about these accusations of racism. He's not. He's not. He's a quality player, and you've got to watch him.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah,
more than Martial. More than Martial.
Yeah, my main man style here in the comments says, reverse psychology, 2K or 20K, we'll cheer the team on to glory, to victory.
If you got 2,000,
and then we will stand in the center circle like gladiators, saying, "Are you not entertained?" Hey, I'm feeling confident. Actually, I'm feeling confident.
You wait till your flat cap supporters start shouting. You wait till they start shouting at your team and screaming at them and effing at them and all the rest of it.
Excuse me, that is just encouragement. That's just encouragement, And please, I'm sure Man United fans will be doing exactly the same. All those true Man United fans with the green and yellow scarves or whatever.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
they still got those, have they?
Oh, they still got them. Yeah, still got them. Yeah, still there.
Right.
Still there.
Okay. Let's get into some of these comments, shall we? I'm sure they've been quite nice to you, actually.
I doubt it.
Yeah, well, we've done okay against Man United recently. Are we going to win our 4th game in a row? I mean,
for both, yeah.
You say no, I say yes, but let's just say that we do lose. So let's just say we win.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a quick look at the league table. I think if we win, we'll get up to 20 points. And, let's just say that the other teams lose. So there's a potential for West Ham to go to 3rd. Would you believe it? 3rd. However,
Champions League.
I think is interesting, if you win, you get 19th. So you'll go to 3rd or 4th as well. So, it's not, as I say, we're sort of 10 games into the season. This is when you can really start to see whether a season is going well or not. I think for Man United, I don't think it's a bad season yet. I think they've still got time to move up. I think for us, we've had a great start to the season, much better than any of us were predicting because of the likes of, Man United, Spurs, Liverpool, Man City. We were playing some big teams in these first opening games, and we've come out on top, and we've done not come out on top, but we've done all right. Let's put it that way. So I think, I think a good start for us. I think a steady start for you, but a win either way, and we could both be top 3, top 4, depending on other results, of course.
Well, let's say we get into the top 4. I mean, we're still going to be very close to each other. But West Ham are playing really, really well. They're full of confidence, aren't they? They're full of confidence. When was the last time they were 5th? I mean, it must be quite a few years.
Yeah.
Since they were there, and all credit to them. They always say the table never lies, does it?
Yeah.
It never lies. So you're there on merit, and congratulations. But I won't get used to it too much.
There we go. Look, Happy Hammer here is an interesting one. Oh, he's going in for the jugular. He said,
God.
I bet West Ham finish above Man United this season. What do you think about that?
Oh, he could be right.
Yeah.
That's a worrying thing. He could be right. If West Ham can continue and they've got momentum and they're playing for each other, they could. Yeah. United are just one game away from another meltdown.
Yeah.
Just one game away in the Premier League.
Look, just there's a question that's just come up actually. West Ham, is Woodward as bad for Man United as the Dildo brothers? That's what we call our board, our owners here, are for West Ham. Is it as bad for the Man United supporters with your ownership as it is for West Ham fans and our ownership?
I think Woodward is far worse. Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, because Woodward, his idea of a signing is to get somebody already at Man United and double their wages for 3 or 4 year contracts. So he doesn't have to go out and buy somebody else. I mean, Phil Jones is apparently on 80 grand a week. He hasn't played for 2 years.
Yeah.
Juan Mata, 150 grand a week?
Yeah.
On a 2 year contract. So if you're keeping these players, you're not reinvesting and bringing younger players in or new players in.
Right. But you've still got a lot of good players coming up through the ranks, in your youth system, haven't you? But you don't really see them that often.
Exactly. We've got this brilliant youth system that nobody sees.
Yeah.
Who do we do? Scott McTominay.
Yeah.
He came through the youth system.
Yeah.
He's just another. He's a younger, Mark Noble, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's all he is. He's going to be a good Premier League player, but that's about as far as they're going to get. They're not going to move on to the next level. That's no disrespect to McTominay or to Mark Noble. It's just the way it is. They're just going to be good Premier League players, and that's going to be their level.
Yeah, just so a bit of equality here. I'm all for equality. So somebody's put in a rather disgraceful comment about West Ham here. Say Mata Gababa. What a great name. West Ham will never make it Champions League. Trash. I think he's just basically saying we're not very good and he doesn't like us. Oh well, never mind.
Said the Arsenal fan.
The Arsenal fan. Oh no, whatever. All those glory hunters that support Man United ain't smiling much nowadays.
It's bloody true.
I tell you what,
it's true.
The reason why I've left this comment here, I think you've got more to smile about this season than you did, let's say, 3 or 4 seasons ago, or whatever it was.
Well, under the Mourinho era, you were
I think Mourinho did all right, but Van Gaal, that wasn't very great. I know you got an FA Cup out of it. Mourinho wasn't that great. Who came after Mourinho?
Solskjaer.
Oh, it was Solskjaer, yeah. But you haven't had, I think he's done a little bit better than a lot of people give him credit for. I mean, last season you did all right, didn't you, really? Where did you finish? 3rd?
We finished 3rd, and we got to 3 semi-finals in the Cups.
Yeah.
And that was it, really.
So you would think
we didn't take it to the next level.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is it? It's taking it to the next level that you're really concerned about.
Getting through to finals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andrew Fielding here. Thank you for coming on. He said we would have finished higher last season if it wasn't for Fabianski's injury. I'm going to talk about our keeper Fabianski and your keeper in a minute, actually, and the introduction of Coco the Clown as his replacement. We had a terrible replacement keeper, Roberto. It was just awful.
Roberto.
Oh my God! Please, you can take him if you want. Made Alan McKnight look good. I mean, I think our keeper Fabianski on his day is probably one of the finest keepers in the league right now. Certainly his first season at West Ham, he was fantastic. He got our Player of the Year, our Hammer of the Year, and I was just saying it right from the very start of the season. If it wasn't for him, it could have been a cricket score on so many of the games. Let's talk about your keeper situation. With De Gea and Henderson, isn't it? No,
Dean Henderson. Yeah.
So who's first choice now? Because there's a bit of uncertainty there, isn't there?
How can you have £500,000 worth of wages for one position per week? You can only play Henderson on 120 grand a week, or you can only play De Gea on 350 grand a week. It's not that you can move them around. It's one or the other, isn't it?
Sorry, are you telling me Henderson is on 120,000 a week?
Yes.
Oh my! I had no idea. No idea.
120 grand a week.
And De Gea is on
350 a week.
Crikey!
What other club in the world have 2 top 5 keepers in Britain? One of them's always on the bench, and he's going to stay unless there's an injury. But still, how many times, in all fairness, does that actually happen?
Yeah. We've got a comment here from Stel. So, Al, by the way, everybody, I didn't introduce my special guest. My special guest is actually my brother. Would you believe? Yeah, sorry. He's my brother. So we don't hate each other, honestly. Only on football days. But I said, Alf, is your brother?
No, that's funny. That's funny. That's good.
Sorry.
That's good.
So I guess he's a proper Red Devil.
Yeah. Is that because I speak posh? Is it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You're in the banking trade as well, aren't you? That's right.
Yeah, that's right. I've got my prawn sandwiches, which I'm going to have in a minute. So
right. Listen, I'm going to put this comment up here from Happy Hammer 82. Is it 82? Yeah, 82. Man U still got players like Fred, says it all. Now, Fred got red carded, didn't he?
Yeah, well, yeah, secondly, yeah.
Tell me about Fred. Tell me, is there anything that I should be worried about as a West Ham player? Because for me, he's kind of been one of the biggest disappointments for you. He's like Anderson for us. He's kind of like came in, didn't really do a lot, and now we palmed him off to Spain or Portugal or whatever, and he's not doing very well over there either. Is it time to get rid of Fred and bring in, Barney?
I think Fred would be a decent squad player. I don't particularly rate him. He runs around a lot. He can't string 2 passes together. I don't think he's good in the tackle. I know he got sent off last night, and the tackle which did get him sent off, he did actually get the ball. But he's always on a tightrope. He will always get a yellow card.
Yeah.
But he just can't pass.
Yeah.
He just can't pass. But he's very energetic. He's like one of those, what they call them, the battery bunny group. Just keep on going and going. Yeah. So he'll just keep on going and going and going.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a good player, but nothing more than that. He won't step it up. I mean, you see like the Brunos or the Van der Beeks, they got potential to take it to the next level. But Fred, you know what you've got with him. Just have a good pair of shin pads on because you'll need them. You're going to clatter you or miss time a challenge, whatever.
We've got a comment here from one of our lads, Jake here from another channel. He said, Cavani and Fernandes are the players we need to watch out for. Would you say that is true?
Absolutely. I mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, you did.
Definitely.
All right, here we go. Here's a question for you on the keeper thing as well. Is De Gea going to remain the number 1 next season rolls around? Is he going to remain full stop? That's the question.
I personally think De Gea will remain the number 1 keeper next season, and I think there'll be more chance that Henderson will go out on loan. That's what I think is going to happen because you can't.
Henderson was at where was he?
Sheffield United.
That's right. He was at Sheffield United. That's right, and he got called
for 2
back.
seasons on loan.
Yeah,
and now he's just signed this new.
He
did do very well.
Yeah,
and he's just signed this new improved deal now for 5 years, 120 grand a week, and he's not going to. And he wants to play in the Euros next year, or maybe the World Cups going forward.
Yeah,
and he won't be playing if he's on the bench at Man United all season.
Yeah.
He's not going to get that development.
Yeah, here's another question here from Happy Hammer 82. Is it any coincidence that during the Man United slide, since, as we talked about before, since Sir Alex retired, and then Moyes came in and didn't have quite a good time and so on, that Man City, started coming back, Liverpool started coming back. I mean, as a Man United fan, seeing City do so well at the same time has got to hurt, doesn't it?
Actually, I don't. Man City is the oil money's put them up there.
Yeah.
They're rich owners. That's what they've done. I wouldn't say they bought the title because they bought some fantastic players, and they have to go out there and do it. But Liverpool hurts more. That really does. But Klopp is a fantastic manager. Brilliant. Yeah. If you brought him into this current Man United squad and team and the management aboard above, would he be any better? I would say marginally. But, I don't think they would win the league with Klopp. But I think the bigger problems, like what happened at West Ham, are in the boardroom.
Yeah.
Getting the high quality replacements for some of these aging players that we've got.
I mean, this is what a lot of us feel about the West Ham situation, from the board. You kind of touched on it there, is that actually, do you know what? It's the problem with West Ham is a structural one. It's about the decisions that are being made behind the scenes. It's about, buying the wrong players for the wrong reasons when we should be, trying to focus our energies on getting proper structure, a proper game plan. And I think under Moyes, I think he's already proven that in his first time around, but the second time around, I think that's what's happening now. There's a lot more, a clear identity, a clear focus of where we need to be. It's not brilliant, don't get me wrong. And one of our, I'm going to ask you a question about Moyes in a minute, actually. But a lot of us still moan about some of his decisions that he makes. So there's a lot of commonality between West Ham board decisions and Man United. I think, that's going on behind the scenes. But I think the big difference here is that we don't have the spending power that Man United have. So we don't go and spend money, crazy money, on players, whereas Man United, that's all you seem to do the last few seasons. You just seem to be throwing money at players. And you think that's no way to go. That's no way to carry on.
It isn't a way to carry on. Yeah. But, how much was Haller? How much was he when you bought him a couple of years ago? Do you remember how many million it was?
I can't remember. It's late 30s, early 40s. I can't remember exactly what it is. Somebody tell me in the comments.
Just say it was 30 million for the sake of argument.
No, it was later than that. It was 42, I think. I'm going to say 42, but I don't think that was right. Yeah, something like that.
But if Man United go in for Haller, suddenly it's 55 million. They always knock the prices up because it's Man United. They've got the resources to pay that money if they want that player that badly.
Yeah, 45 million. That's it. Sorry, Neil, from
45 million. So 55 million would be probably the going rate for Man United signing.
Yeah. Okay, listen. Okay, so you overpay for your players, or you get overcharged. You get overcharged for your players. That's probably, and you're willing to pay for it. So that's fair enough. West Ham, I think sometimes in recent years we've got stepped ahead of ourselves and tried to buy these players for big money to join the big league, as it were. But it's a bit beyond us. We're in a bit of financial trouble ourselves. But I think we've bought a couple of players recently that are just solid players, as opposed to big money players like the Bowen, Souček, that's that Sufal that we've got. So, perhaps Moyes is the right manager for us. I don't know yet. I'm not 100% sure on him, on his tactics, on his game plan. But one thing that annoys the hell out of us about David Moyes, more than anything, I suppose, is that in the game, he seems to be a bit too slow to make decisions, to make changes. He surprised the hell out of us the other night in the last game against Villa, where he actually made 2 substitutions at half time. But usually, we're all screaming at 60, 70 minutes, come on, bring somebody on, and he never does. Or he comes on the last minute and it doesn't really do a lot. So, I mean, was he the same at Man United? Was he still a little bit, lethargic in making changes?
Yeah, I think so. I think he is one of those managers who likes to take his time. And if I remember, even at Sunderland, he was the same. He's a very pragmatic manager. He's very cautious.
Yeah.
And I think if you stick with him, you'll reap the benefits. I really do.
Yeah.
I think
I'm starting to think that. I'm starting to think that myself, actually.
You're always, as fans, you're always going to get, Moyes in, Moyes out. It doesn't matter who it is. Pellegrini in, Pellegrini out.
Yeah.
It's always going to happen. It will always happen.
I've got to say, my feeling of the West Ham fans since the season restarted and we went on this half decent run, and the way we've kind of started this season mostly, I'm not hearing many people ever say Moyes out. We complain about him, whatever, but not so much. I very rarely. I think he's turning a lot of fans around. Here we go. Look, Andrew Fielding here.
Mr. He's your friend, isn't he? It's your friend.
Mr. Moyes. There we go. Do you see that? Mr. Moyes. Nobody's ever called him. He must be doing well if somebody's called him Mr. Moyes. Mr. Moyes is starting to win the fans over, and that's a big boost for him and for the team. Yeah, look, I would tend to agree. I think he is slowly but surely winning over the fans with the results, not the performances, I would say.
So talk about winning over the fans. are the fan base starting to understand what the board are saying or understanding their tactics?
Say it again. Sorry, missed that bit.
The board.
Yeah.
Was it David Gold?
Yeah, and Sullivan. Yeah.
And Sullivan.
Yeah.
Are the fans coming round to them more these days or not? Or there's still a lot of anger towards them?
Yeah, it's still there. I mean, it hasn't really been as high profile because obviously fans aren't going to games as well. It's still there. Definitely is still there. But it's just like anything, you know, if a team starts doing well on the pitch, then, you know, it's less so. It always gets worse, doesn't it? The dissension in the ranks, let's say, when things don't go well.
On the pitch, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the problem. We've had 4 years at the London Stadium, which has been pretty rubbish, really. So I think, you know, that's why it was building up into a frenzy, really, about getting them out. And a lot of people still do it. There's still a massive campaign to get them out. But I think it's going to come down to money at the end of the day, if they ever want to leave and if it's worth their while. But as long as Moyes is doing the job, taking us in the right direction, I think, you know, that's what we need to focus on right now, you know. But
well, I think mid-table stability at the end of the season will be a good performance for West Ham, I think.
As I said before, I think it's a bare minimum. A bare minimum.
Yeah,
that we should be
you have to be realistic. You've got to be realistic.
I know, realistic. No, yeah, definitely not top 4 or top 6 or whatever. But I think, but I think the
well, it's harsh. It's harsh.
No, it's not harsh. It's right. It's right. No, they came from the sex industry, so they love playing with their dildos. Apparently, allegedly. I don't know. Allegedly. I wouldn't know anything about that. But like, you know, I think, yeah. I mean, anyway, enough of that. Let's just here we go. Here we go. Ooh. West Ham fans won't ever agree with the owners. Well, that's true. That's true. We won't. Now, here's an interesting one. Right. Do you think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, when he first came in, you got that string of results? What were you all saying? Ole at the wheel. Ole at the wheel. He's driving us. He's guiding us to safer waters. He's going to take us to the Netherlands, to Valhalla, or wherever the Norwegians love to say about the promised land. Okay. Do you think Ole should get sacked now?
Should he get sacked? No, definitely not. No.
But he's not doing as well as he was before, is he?
When
he looks stressed. Look at his face there, the poor fella. He looks
aged.
He's aged.
He has. He definitely has aged. Yeah. But like we said previously, I think he's doing a good job under the circumstances he's under. Yeah. If we in the last transfer window, who did we get? Who did Man United buy in the last transfer window? Again, it was like a last-ditch Cavani.
Of course, yeah.
Okay, we got Van der Beek at the beginning of the transfer window, but Cavani on the last day, and two young wingers.
He hasn't really featured for you, has he, Van der Beek?
No, he hasn't. I mean, you know, should he be featuring? I think so. I think he's far better than one of the two holding midfielders. I think he could quite easily do his job. Last Southampton, he had a fantastic game. Yeah. But for some reason, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer doesn't rate him or thinks he needs more time. We don't know what happens behind the scenes. Yeah. You know, but slowly he's sort of putting a mark on that team. And the more he plays, the better it will be. And like I say, there's potential there that you can see him moving to the next level.
Yeah. Would you have Moyes back? I love that picture. That's it. No, a lot of West Ham fans will go, please take him back. Please take him back.
I don't think. I think that ship has sailed.
Yeah,
now.
I think so.
He's had his time. Okay, it was brief time, 7 months. Yeah. It didn't go well for him. But like I said, I don't think it's particularly down to Moyes, Van Gaal, Mourinho. It's from above. It's the Glazers. How can the Glazers take all this money out of Man United, millions and millions of pounds in dividends, and not invest it in their club? I mean, they bought the club on debt. It's still got massive debt now, like 10 years later. This, if it was bought and clear the debt, and there was like a normal business person, investing in the team, investing in the club. Our route, you go to Old Trafford now, and it's leaking on you. You
got a leaking roof, have you?
We got a leaking roof.
Oh, dear.
Bad.
What a shame.
Ruins your
know in the comments, everybody. Let us know in the comments if you care. If you care that Old Trafford's got a leaking roof.
I'm sure there must be one West Ham fan with a sense of, decency in their body somewhere.
No.
Sympathy. No. Okay.
Dear. Right. Okay.
Yeah, but I don't. Yeah. To answer your question, I think he should still be there. I don't think it's his fault as such. He's a young, naive manager, not long in the game, but the problems are definitely from upstairs, from the Glazers to Woodward and the board. It's you can put anybody in there. You can put anybody in there. It won't make much difference. That's all.
Let's move away from Moyes a little bit. Let's talk about Pogba, because here, I mean, if a Pogba in a side, a Pogba playing well in a side, I think West Ham should be worried about. He's not playing on Saturday, is he? Is he, or is he?
Well, he's just come back from this sort of ankle injury, but I don't rate Pogba. I don't think he's had no. I personally don't. He's had a handful of fantastic games in the last couple of years, but what's he done? He loses the ball in midfield. There's attacker in our defenders. They score a goal, and he turns around and he shrugs his shoulders, or he starts waving his arms like a little spoiled kid, whatever. Or he chases back, like against Arsenal. He gave away the penalty in that game, chasing back and clipping the heels of, I don't know if it was Bellerin or whatever. I don't know who the hell it was. I will get rid of him tomorrow. I think he's what was his name? Mourinho said there's a virus in the club, and I think he's a big part of that.
Yeah, I would agree.
I like Pogba when he plays well, when he gets right head on. But I'm one of the best players in the world. Well, prove it. Prove it week in, week out, not once every 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, we had a player like that, similar to that, a few seasons ago, 2 or 3 seasons ago. I don't know if you remember him, called Arnautovic.
Good striker.
He came in. Well, he wasn't a striker. We made him into a striker. For that one season, fantastic. He started slow, but then he got into it. He was our best player at the end of it. And then, he's just started to think that he was better than everybody else. He wanted to go to China for more money. And it totally disrupted. It's almost like we're just starting to get a bit of momentum. We're just starting to do well. Then all of a sudden, a player like that can upset everything. And then we start going on a crap run of results and everything. And he's, stomping around. And he's very similar to Pogba in that respect. So I think you've got an Arnautovic in your ranks, just like we did. We got rid of him, thankfully. And I think you need to as well. But don't send him our way. Don't send him our way. Whatever you do, we don't want him. Don't want him.
Well, they say never go back, don't they? When he left, Sir Alex Ferguson got rid of him when he was about 17, 18, because he had a bad attitude. And he went away to Juve, and he did well there. And then he came back. But I believe that Mourinho didn't really want him. It was the board trying to appease the fans again.
Sure.
And
what do you think? What do you think of Mourinho as a manager?
I think it was boring. I thought he was very negative, very boring.
Yeah.
Victory at all costs, but we didn't even get a victory.
But he got you results though, and he got you 3. Well, if you count the Charity Shield or the Community Shield, what it's called, he got you 3 titles, didn't he? Or 3 cups or whatever.
3 cups.
3. Was it the League Cup? He got you the cup, not the cup winners, the Europa League, and he got the Charity Shield.
He got the Charity Shield.
Well,
that's about it, isn't it?
He classes that as a victory, doesn't he? So I mean, it's in the trophy cabinet, so he's got a point.
It's like opening a Christmas cracker and finding a gift inside, isn't it? It's exactly the same thing. You expect it's a trophy. It's something for nothing. The Charity Shield I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, there is rumours that they want to get rid of it entirely, isn't it? I mean, I don't know if that will happen. But I mean, what about now? He's gone to Spurs. Spurs.
They're doing well. I mean, they are doing well.
And he's doing quite well for them now, though, isn't he?
He is doing very, very well. I mean, he's got Kane and Son there, and they're on fire. You know, it's like whether one of those two players gets a long-term injury, and then have they got anybody to replace them? And you know, if he did get a long-term injury, will he then start to park the bus again? Grinding out results. But then you can't argue with Tottenham at the moment. They're playing some really attractive football. I don't know what they're going to do with Dele Alli. Is Dele Alli the same sort of problem which he had at United with Pogba? I don't know.
I mean, it'd be interesting to say. I mean, would any team in the world not take Kane and Son right now? Especially, I mean, you know, Kane has developed into such a great player, but he's playing off the forward line. He drops a lot, and he feeds Son, who runs, you know, onto the ball a lot. So those two, if they play well, are a threat to anybody, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I would have them both in my team.
I'd have them at West Ham in a heartbeat, definitely. Yeah, now, I shouldn't say that as a West Ham fan because they're Spurs players, but you know they're great players. So you know, why not?
You want to be entertained. You go to a football match to be entertained, don't you?
That's right.
You want it to be action. You want to see wingers and pace, and you want to be entertained. And if you got Son in your team, you're going to be entertained, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I want to be entertained by West Ham on Saturday.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck. Well, no. There's no luck. There's no luck here. Right. I think we're going to beat you 3-2. You say 2-1.
I say 2-1.
Maybe settle for a draw. Maybe a 1-1, a cheeky 1-1, cheeky 2-2, something like that. I think Rice is going to get a goal, and maybe Haller get a couple as well. That's it.
Haller.
Yeah, I think he will. He'll come good. He's starting to come good now. We just got to give him a bit of support now, a bit of TLC. You know, get the fluffy pillows out. I'll tell you who he reminds me of. Eric Cantona.
You reckon?
Oh yeah, the way he celebrates a goal, he's very much like. You know, it's almost. I just want him to put his collars up like that.
Yeah.
You know, he's got that same. But weirdly, we noticed the other day that when somebody else scores, he's all cheery, he's happy. But only when he scores, he doesn't. He's like, you know. There we go.
Actually, talk about players. What do you rate Jack Grealish? What do you think of Jack Grealish?
Don't talk to me about Jack Grealish.
Why? What's that? Tell me. Diving. Git. Terrible faking player, but a very talented player. Would you have him at West Ham?
Sorry?
Would you have him at West Ham?
Well, that's the problem, isn't it? If he's your player, you're going to defend him, aren't you? And it doesn't matter if he goes down and gets a free kick. But because he's somebody else's, he's just. But even if it was our own West Ham player, and then they get clipped, or slightly knocked, and then 2-3 seconds later, they look at the referee, then they decide to jump to the floor.
Yeah.
No, I'm not having that. I'd say, right, go and get pack your bags out of West Ham. I don't want you in my club. So, but others will see it differently. But you're going to buy him next season, aren't you?
I think he's going to go to Man City, isn't he?
No, you're going to get rid of Pogba and you're going to buy Grealish.
Yeah.
And then we can all start start hating Man United again for Grealish. Well, we hate Man United anyway. Not as much as we hate Liverpool. Not as much as we hate Liverpool. We really do hate Liverpool.
Do you?
Yeah. Why? Just don't like them.
But I always thought you hate Man United so much. You're always up for it. You stoning the bus when they went to the bowling ground.
Yeah,
on the last game.
But that's because it's Man United. Because it's Man United as well. You got to do that because it's Man United. I think Man United you love to hate. I think Liverpool they're just not very nice about being Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? But Man United are okay. I'm kind of indifferent to any other club. I don't really love or hate any, well, I certainly don't love any club or hate any other club. I'm kind of like, yeah, all right. But there are some that I kind of are more than others.
Yeah.
Liverpool are more,
But if somebody in the live comments could tell me.
But, if you got the likes of, I don't know, who should I say? The likes of Burnley, let's say. I'm like, yeah. Leicester, yeah. I've got nothing against them. I'm like, yeah. So what? Man United, I'm like, yeah. But it's Man United, that kind of thing. So,
but if somebody in the live comments can tell you why on that day, the last day of the Upton Park, I call it Upton Park, as
yeah, I do as well, yeah.
The Upton Park, why they stoned the bus on the way in? Why do they
it's
hate
obvious.
United?
It's obvious.
Why is it obvious?
Because there's lots of fans in the area, right? And you were trying to run over West Ham fans. So basically, this is what happened. This is true. You were basically trying to run over West Ham fans. So the West Ham fans had to defend themselves.
Is that right?
Decided the only way we can stop the bus is to shock the driver. So if we shock the driver by shattering the glass, that's what would happen. So anyway, I thought it was quite an effective point. It certainly unsettled the Man United players, and so we did all right. Anyway,
all right.
Right. So look, if there's anything, if you have any doubt about what I'm saying tonight, listen to Neil from Australia. He says, "I agree, Alf." There we go. Here's another one. Well said, Alf. Here we go. Here's another one. Alf has it right. Thank you.
On which bits?
Thank you.
On which bits?
Thank you.
On which bits?
No. Shut up.
Which bits?
This is my show, and I'll cry if I want to. No.
Right. So finally, there, before I go, if you want to beat United, stop Fernandes, watch Cavani, and run of the defence.
Is that it?
And that's it. You'll win.
Is there anything else?
You'll win.
I think it's going to be quite. The more you talk about Fernandes, who I think has been a bit quiet, from judging when he first came on, but then maybe because all your other players were rubbish as well, he's the only one that stood out. Yeah. I think Cavani worries me. Martial not so much. Is Greenwood a starter, or is he coming on as sub? Do you think?
Oh yeah, I think if Rashford isn't playing, I think Greenwood will be on. Yeah. And he's dual-footed, by the way. I don't think he'll take him on down the right. He's going to just shoot with his right. He's dual-footed, so you've got to be careful there.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we can stand up to that. Hopefully we can bosh in midfield. Hopefully we can go at your central defence. Maguire, bit of a fouler, would you say? He likes to get his foot in.
He never gets near the ball to make a foul.
Does he just get the player instead?
No, he just misses everything.
Didn't he get sent off a few games ago? Early in the season.
England.
For England was it? That's right. Yeah. There we go. Right. Anyway,
okay.
Listen. What can I say? It's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you again.
Pleasure's all mine.
It's been so many years. It's almost like we're brothers. I mean, who would know? Anyway,
from Surrey. From Surrey.
Listen, from Surrey, being a banker that you are. Right, listen. Man United coming down to West Ham at the weekend. 5:30 kickoff. I hate these evening games on a Saturday.
Get your excuses in nice and early then. Yeah.
No, I just hate them. I just think, I want to go back to where it was 30 years ago. 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon. That's the way football should be.
Bag of chips on the way home.
Yeah, that'll do. Thanks very much. Right. Thanks for coming on. Up the hammers, so as to say. Any last words you want to say about Man United?
Any last requests?
No. Okay, good.
Take it easy, guys.
All right, cheers.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, by the way, before I go, don't forget to subscribe, like and share, and check out the website, Irons United, and check out the app, One Football, and all that kind of stuff. Lots of stuff. And Don't listen to him over there because he's a Man United fan. Listen to me. I know what I'm talking about. Obviously not. Right. Cheers all. Ta-da.
See you all. Bye.